Hello, today's lesson is estimating quotients with two-digit divisors. So with estimating, we can do either rounding, which is what was in the previous lesson, 5 or more, 4 or less. But today we're going to be working with compatible numbers. And all a compatible number is finding two numbers that are easy to either multiply or divide. Okay, so we'll go ahead and show you here. So the first example is 412 divided by 84. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to get our divisor and we're going to go ahead and make that into a compatible number or round it to another number. So 84, I am going to round to an 80. Okay, I'm going to look at this first number to help me out with my dividend. Okay, so here I'm going to go ahead and look at these first two numbers. So in my mind, what I'm doing is I'm going to get the multiples of 8. So I know, and I usually use a benchmark. Okay, I usually use the 5 as my beginning, so I can see if I'm going to go up or I'm going to go down in the factors. So 8 times 5 is 40. We know that 40 is pretty close to 41. I'm going to go one more to 8 times 6, and that is 48. Now that is just too high. We want to either stay at the number that we're looking at or below that. Okay, so I am going to use this here, that basic fact. So I'm going to then change my 41 to a 40, and I'm going to bring down my 2 and I'm going to make it into a 0. So I rounded it. Okay, excuse me, sorry. Okay, so then we have now 400 divided by 80. Okay, so what we can do is set it up. Then we can go ahead and do our magic zeros trick. I'm going to remove only 1 0 from the divisor and 1 0 from the dividend. Now we can ask ourselves, 8 times what gives us 40? Or 40 divided by 8 is what? We know that it is 5, and we are done. So we know, and the way that we can check it is we get our divisor and our quotient, which is our answer, and we can get the original answer. Okay, that's example number 1. Now example number 2. 1,784 divided by 64. Okay, again, I'm going to go ahead and move this over to 60. Okay, so I'm going to be looking here and these two numbers, which is 17. Okay, in my mind, I'm going to benchmark. That I know is just too high, so I'm going to go all the way back. I already know that 6 times 2 is 12. All right, so a little bit more. 6 times 3 is 18. That's just too high. So I am going to go ahead and do the 12. Now remember that this is just a compatible number, okay? You can do it at 18, and I'll show you right now how. Okay, so it's 1,200 or 1,200 divided by 60. Okay, the 6 goes into the 12 how many times? We have 2, and we have that remaining 0, so it is a 20. Okay, now if we would have used the 18, okay, which is this number here, because sometimes we don't have to follow the rule, sometimes there are exceptions. We can use the 18, it's still a compatible number. So we did that, divided by 60. Okay, so 6 into 18, that was 3. And we still had that remaining 0. Okay, now if you want to look at it this way, 1,800 divided by 60. The 6 and the 18 is 3. This 0 that you did not use. is that. Okay, so hopefully this will be helpful to you. Remember, compatible numbers, again, sometimes there is exceptions to the rules. You can use a number that is higher, but because we want to practice our division, we either, like in a standard algorithm and without rounding, we never want to go past the dividend, okay? We always want to be at the dividend or lower, and that will be with the next lesson. Thank you so much.